tonight to do a dusk walk with a lot of the supporters and friends of the York Beltline.
Friends of the York Beltline is a really caring group of people that live in the community that care so much about the stretch of walkway that runs from Caledonia to Marley at the moment.
It really actually runs the entire ward, and through my community it kind of passes through many different distinct neighborhoods, which is part of its, I think, its positive impact, but it also, in my mind, has been a bit of a forgotten asset in this part of the city. And so while it's loved and cherished, it needs a bit more of some TLC and some hands-on care from not only the neighbors in the neighborhood, but from City Hall.
During our walk tonight, you'll notice that there's not much lighting. They would like to see more trees in the neighborhood. I believe the Cycling Committee would like to see more successful transportation. Also, we're going to extend to Marley and try to continue the extension all the way to the Kate Gardner side.
I mean, partly we want to make it as kind of nice and pretty as the Kate Gardner Beltline Trail on the other side of the Allen, but I think that it's a real opportunity to have, in an area where we don't have a ton of green and recreation space, to have this really amazing linear park running through, as I said, many different neighborhoods. And so it not only gives space for people to play and walk and kind of commune with neighbors, but it also represents a really kind of scarce but well-loved green space that we want to activate and animate in the neighborhood and kind of stitch these neighborhoods together through it.
When we had our tree planting, it was like minus 10 degrees, and we just froze to death planting those trees, but we did, and it went very, very well. It was very, very successful. I would say there was probably 200 people here that day. If you can see, I have Dante with me. Dante's about 2.5, but for 2.5 years I've been walking both sides with the dog. It's really funny because when I've been walking the dog in the rain, like on the Kate Gardner side, like, you don't get wet. You walk into it, you walk into a forest. I know it's an older section, right? And we're going to get there one day with our trees being 15, 20, 30 years old.
I believe that it's really important to kind of work on a project like this because it gives an opportunity for the community to take ownership of some of their spaces and their public spaces. So it's an opportunity for people to kind of really get hands-on, whether it's a cleanup or some artwork, or, you know, if biking or pedestrian is their issue, it gives everyone an opportunity to really own a space. And I think when it's owned by, you know, neighbors and residents, that's when it really is taken care of and becomes a special asset.